As a nation, we can be very proud of the brave Irish men and women who joined the International Brigade in 1936. May I commend you, therefore, for the work you do in keeping alive the memory and the values of all those who bravely fought for freedom everywhere, as they put it, on the battlefields of Spain almost 80 years ago. Caramila Maha Kikalea, Viva la Quinta Brigada!
Mr. President, Compañero Presidente, we are inspired by your address today. You have kept the honour of Ireland's flag flying high, as you have always done, because in your passing references to Bob Doyle, it was you who personally launched Bob Doyle's memoirs here in 2009. So you have been continually associated with us, as you have been associated with causes of international solidarity, including the defence of the democratically elected government of Nicaragua. Let us be clear, there was never an international brigade formed to overthrow General Franco. International brigade was not there for regime change, it was there for regime defence, the defence of the elected government of the Spanish Republic. But in the zeal for a regime change that now permeates the world, we are in fact in the cycle of many wars, and we know the stand that you have taken for peace. We know in the cycle of a quarter of a century that is now developed out of Operation Desert Storm and the first Iraqi war, we know the stand that Sabina took, and I'm pleased she was present here, because I remember when she was debating the Operation Desert Storm and the horrors of that war and the photographs of dead soldiers in the desert. There was an armchair general columnist who debated with Sabina and said, "I had a good war, Sabina." Now, nobody who fought in the National Brigades talks about having a good war. They talk about fighting the good fight. Because if reference was made by the President to Frank Edwards, who in Even the Olives Are Bleeding said his experience of war gave him an abiding hatred of war. That is why so many veterans of the Abraham Lincoln Brigade, for instance, were also active members in Veterans for Peace. So in this atmosphere of spiralling towards greater international conflict, it is wise to remember what the International Brigade stood for. They were called premature anti-fascists precisely because they sought to prevent the Second World War by tackling the fascist assault on an elected democratic government. So, Mr. President, we are inspired and enhanced by your presence here and your address here today, and we just have a couple of, after I give a few small presentations to you to mark this occasion, there will be a short group photograph where we invite up to stand behind on the stage our other officers, Jim Jump, Secretary of the IBMT, Manuel Moreno, Treasurer, and regional representatives, Mary Greening from Wales, Dolores Long from Northwest England, Mike Arnott from Scotland, and Nancy Wallach, our fraternal delegate from the Abraham Lincoln Brigade. But in thanking you for your address to us today, here is a commemorative plate of the International Brigade Memorial Trust. And I'm sure you've read my father's book many times. We'll give you one more copy. A publication, Poems for Spain, edited by our secretary, Jim Jump, which includes poems by his own father, James Jump, who fought with my father in the Battle of the Ebro, and includes the aforementioned Charlie Donnelly and Tom O'Brien, whom you mentioned, and Ewart Millen. So there's a presence of both British and Irish poets in this particular volume. And again, thank you again, Mr. President. if the other people would, the President will mingle informally once we have this group photograph. And you stay sitting down, the people will come up that have asked to join us.